welcome to another episode of GemmaDarlingDaily. I'm your host Danielle, and we're going to try to make this podcast under an hour because I don't think many people got to the giveaway last week because it was really long, and I'm sorry. I tend to talk. So, let's find, I don't even know where my show notes are, so hey. Testing out a new background. It's a little busy, but you know, this is all my yarn. There's some more over here. Today's episode is called Flash Your Stash, or something to that effect. I'll hone it during a post-production here, but I have a big stash, and there are a lot of really great indie dye yarn companies that I've been buying stuff from without even having a project in mind, and as you can see, and they're just super squishy and gorgeous colors, and they really deserve some attention. So today we're gonna do a little flash my stash. But first, let's talk about the giveaway from last week, because I know I'm new. I actually got over 100 views on YouTube, which I don't know how many were my family. Let's just face it. But as I've said before, my daughter's only 5 months old. I don't think she's the one doing it. Oh my God, my bangs in this episode drive me nuts. They're driving me nuts today. So, we have a winner. And I'm going to put her name on the down bar because I forgot to write it down. I think it's Kiki LaRue. And by the way, if that's your name, that's awesome. Let's try to find it here. I don't even know where YouTube is on my phone. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay, so while that's loading, congratulations! You win one of the sock yarns. And so let me show you again. The Blissful Knits art yarn, or the Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn. And I'll just need you to, I think we follow each other on Instagram, so why don't you just tell me, here, this is gonna drive me nuts. Just send me all of your instructions on how to get it to you on Instagram. And if that's not good, comment on YouTube under this podcast, and I'll figure out a way for us to get in touch so you can get your yarn, because I'm really dying to see what you're going to make with it. If you make something with it, it could just go into your stash, and that's fine too. No pressure. So, let's see. Oh, I'm at 113 views. Oop. Okay. Kiki LaRue. Yes, I was right, and I really love your name. So thank you so much for the kind words about the podcast, and everyone else that watched. I really appreciate it. It was just an experiment, so we'll see how long this goes. I was hoping to get some cooking into this podcast today, but I had a really bad migraine for a bunch of days this past week, which is why I'm taping a little late, and I just didn't get to the cooking. Even though we ate baked chicken like 9 times this week, I want to show you how to make it because it's super simple, and it's something that you literally can just throw in an oven-safe baking dish. Throw it in the oven, do what you have to do with your kids, and then like half an hour to an hour later, you just come back to it and everything is perfectly steamed, and it's really easy. So I would say it's for the mom on the go, you know, who has to throw dinner together literally. All right, let's get to knitting. So, found my show notes. Let's see. So, last week, oh my God, I have such a pile of crap next to me. I didn't work on the baby blanket this week. I didn't work on my outline shawl. I think I did 1 line. I didn't work on my leg warmers, which those things need to leave the needles. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. Woof! Ah, so much stuff. Oh, crap. I hope that was not okay. If I could find it. I got another bag of yarn. Let's just throw this into our stash. Oh, Carabella. So nice. I love it. It comes in these little, they look like little muffins. Love them. Okay. I guess, where could I have put it? Seriously. Hello, Whipmaster Flex. Where are you? Well, anyway. Oh, here it is. Okay. Little disorganized today. It's okay. So last week we talked about the sweater pattern, Christian's Scarf. I don't know if it's from 50 Shades of Grey. It might be, but whatever. And this is how far I had gotten on it. So I did a little bit more. And I think I finished 8 repeats. So it's a little bit longer than last week. Hello. And that's where it's going to stay for now because I haven't decided if I'm going to switch colors or if I'm just going to keep going with it. Again, this is the Lemonade Shop in the FIREPIT colorway. It's knitting up so nice. It's so squishy. It's delectable. But I decided that since I liked that pattern so much, that I wanted to make a blanket out of it because, you know, we all buy... Where is my pink? Okay. We all buy these really, really thick skeins of like super squishy, you know, bulky wool. And what do you make out of them? If you're not going to make a cowl, if you're not going to make a hood for the winter, like what do you make out of them? And they're so nice. I want them on me. So we decided to make a blanket. And I'm going to call it the scarf blanket because it's a scarf pattern we're using. And I'm assuming you can really use any scarf pattern. Just, you know, get a gauge, take gauge, and then cast on as many as you want. So I ordered a bunch of really, really thick skeins of wool. I ordered some from Stitch Together Studio. This is their lip gloss and worn out chucks. And it really, really is cool. It's like grays and just all different colors. It's fantastic. So there's that one that's going to go into the blanket. And then there's, this one is called Witch's Garden. Again, Stitch Together Studio. It's really cool. It's like greens. It's just, I love it. It's quite appropriate for the season. And I don't remember what this one is. Let's see if I can find the tag in here. No. This one's called Watch Me Whip. This one's all caked up and ready to go, but it's not the one that's going into the blanket right now. So let's put that aside. Right now, we're putting in the Mega Stuffed Toxic Oreo because I have a bunch of these, and so I figured one should be towards the middle, one should be towards the beginning, one should be towards the end, and then if I have a couple left, maybe I will make a cowl out of them. But so this is what's going in right now, but let me show you the blanket. I initially cast on with 29-inch circulars. I don't know what I was thinking. This is going to be a 60-inch blanket. So it was super, super squished on my needles. And then I ordered a set of Chia Goos. They're size 13s. And they had a 60-inch cable. And so I don't really know what I liked better because when I knit it with the 29-inch cable, it was all bunched up and it was really easy to just keep going because it was bunched already. You didn't have to keep bringing it along the cable. But it's also like you can't get an idea of how big it's going to be. And I didn't want to knit too much of it before I could tell how big it was going to be. So let me stretch this out for you. I don't even know if I can get it in the frame. Look how big it is. It starts there and it goes to there. And this, oh my God, it's knitting up so beautifully. Hello, I'm up here. Look at that. So, that's the wrong side. Let me show you the right side. Okay, let's talk about yarn. This bottom one here is the one that I got from, damn, I can never remember these things. I think, oh, it's right here. Okay. This is from Nomadic Yarns. That's it. I thought it was. So this is Nomadic Yarns in the Glimmer on Stout. Okay. It's beautiful. It's beautiful skeined up. It's beautiful knitted with. It's incredible. I got it on Etsy. Right now, she's got a lot of self-striping yarns in the shop, and I'm sure that if you direct message her, you know, combo her on Etsy, she'll let you know if she can make it for you if you're interested. She does have one up right now that I have to order, and it's exquisite. The yarns I get from Nomadic are exquisite. So that is the gray with the purple in it on the bottom. The one that's on top, I think is one of my favorite colorways ever. Besides, the name is just fantastical. My Little Pony. I mean, look at that, right? This thing is so soft. I tried it with a 15-inch needle first because I figured it would knit up faster and it would have more holes in it, but it wasn't as soft, actually, being real holy, which is kind of weird because usually the looser you knit something, the softer it is. But this, I knit it with the 13. It's perfect. The stitch definition is excellent. See again. And it's just coming out so soft. I cannot wait to be under this. So I've got those two on the needle so far. The needles are so long. It's ridiculous. It's like ridiculous. But anyway. So that's that. This is my scarf blanket and I'm loving it so far. I am. If you want to know more about it, I'm going to put it on Ravelry today and I mean, I'm not going to host a knit along, but if you'd like to knit along with me, I would love it. And I'd really love to see, you know, what colors you choose for your blanket and what, you know, what yarn companies you use. Because these indie dyers are, some of the stuff is just so exquisite. And so I'm going to start you off. If there's anyone that's interested in doing this with me, it's not a knit along, it doesn't have a beginning or an end, but if you are interested in doing a bulk weight scarf blanket with me, I'm giving away a skein of Stitch Together Studio. And this is the Drunken Flamingo colorway. And it's this really cool orange sherbets with like pinks and purples in it. See? Should hold it the right way. So it's Stitch Together Studio, Drunken Flamingo. All you have to do, tell me that you want to do it. That's it. Comment on this podcast and tell me that you'd like to start it. And if no one does, I'll just pick everyone who comments out of a hat and someone's going to get it. So if you're interested in this yarn and you want to win it, just let me know in the comments. I really love to hear from you guys. So that's going to go right there and wait for next week. Okay. Oh, look at this. So then I ordered, I have been really bad. Really bad. It's like a wall of yarn behind me. I mean, look at this. It's insane. And then there's this. I need rehab. Oh, this is from, okay. I'm trying to figure out where everything's from because I really did order a lot. And there's so much I want to show you. Oh, and this one. And this one. All right, I'll get to that later. Okay, so every time I follow someone on Instagram and they show me a gorgeous colorway, I literally go online and buy it. I'm that bad. So this is Western Sky Knits. This is called Sunrise and it's exquisite. It is exquisite. I'm a sucker for like magentas. I love magenta. I love dark reds and purples. That's just me. I love that. This is a sock yarn, I believe. Yeah. And so I was talking to my mom the other day and, you know, we were talking about second sock syndrome and I don't really like to knit two of something. So, which is probably why I'm having such a hard time with the leg warmers. So we decided we're going to learn how to knit socks together and we're going to each knit one of them, which will cure second sock syndrome because when we are both done, we'll know how to knit socks. We'll have, one of us will have knitted each sock. We'll have a pair. We just have to make sure our gauge is the same because if she knits tighter than I do, the socks will come out different sizes. But truthfully, I'm learning, right? So who cares? It'll be hysterical. My mom and I are each going to knit a sock. And I don't know when that's going to be happening, but I'll keep you updated on that because if you don't know how to knit socks, like I don't know how to knit socks, we're going to learn together. I feel like I'm so jealous of all these people that are buying all this gorgeous sock yarn and making these things they can wear. I can't do it yet, but it's going to happen, okay? So we might do it with this. This is just exquisite. It's exquisite, so I may just put it on my Swift over here, and it says it's 400 yards, so I may just wind 2 balls of 200 yards. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I have no idea. So, okay. There's that. Then, I also got this from Western Sky Knits to put into the blanket. And this is 2 for Tea. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Teacup from Hedgehog Fibers, but it's got some amber in it. I mean, it's got the pinks, and it's just beautiful, and it's really soft, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the blanket. So that goes in there. Then I decided, I don't remember who was knitting these. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this, so. I don't like pumpkin spice latte. I told you that last week. I do not like pumpkin spice, but this was knitting up gorgeous. And this is also a contender for the socks that my mom and I are going to make. Or maybe we'll just make a pair that doesn't match. You know, I mean, that's always, just make socks. Don't wear ones that match. Then you'll never have second sock syndrome. Anyway, this is from NOMADIC. And it is pumpkin spice latte because it's October and everyone has to buy a skein of pumpkin spice latte. So there you go. It's nomakers.com. It's gorgeous. It's incredible. It's pumpkin spice latte on the fingering sock base. It's 435 yards. It's an 85 merino and 15 Donegal tweed nylon. It's really, really beautiful. I mean, the dye job that this girl does is incredible. We're not going to use the word incredible as much this week, though. Okay? All right. My hair's driving me nuts. Next week I'm wearing it up. And from NOMADIC, I also got this because, again, magenta. But this is so rich. I mean, look at this. Okay, I don't want to. NOMADIC. I can't. Okay. I gotta get good at this. And this is in their Hermione. This is Hermione. I'm Hermione Granger. It's in DK. I've been collecting a lot of DK lately because I want to start some shawls, and I think that I'm not patient. I think that DK just knits up faster, and the stitch definition is beautiful, and so I have a lot of DK. I just really like the weight. I think worsted sometimes it's too hard to work with. You know, your fingers start to hurt, but DK is like the perfect weight. So I've got this, and I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it's incredible. There, I said it again. I'm sorry. Okay, so show notes. Cure to the second sock syndrome we discussed. I was going to show you things that my mom made for Franny, but they're downstairs and I forgot to bring them up. So we'll do that next week. Oh, the best acquisition yet this week. Oh my God, where did I put it? I flashed it on the screen last week, but it's just not the same. Something came from Voulin Vine Yarns. That's right. I scored a skein in last week's update. I didn't care what it was. I didn't care what the base was. I just grabbed it, and it's gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, Pandora. I know, we're a little pink in here. I gotta figure out the lighting. I'm just not good at this. It's incredible. Look at that. I don't even know what to say. I'm just in awe. And I can't wait to make something with it, but I think it's going to be a long time before I do because I don't know what is special enough for it. So there, I said it. I am a Voulin virgin no more. All right. I can flash some more of my stash if you'd like. I don't know how sick you're getting of looking at this, but let's look in here. Some of my favorite yarn companies I haven't even knitted with yet. I just squish, squish, squish. This is Spun Right Round, and I get a lot of these on Etsy. Okay. This is so gorgeous, I had to buy it. And I don't even know how they named it because it doesn't, I don't think of Halloween when I look at it. This is called Every Day is Halloween. I mean, it doesn't really remind me of Halloween, but the colors are so beautiful. So beautiful. This is one of my favorite skeins that I think I've ever gotten. Oh my god, these bangs are driving me nuts. Okay, sorry. There's that. This, oh, I just love it. I just love it! Okay, what else did I get from them? I think I got this one. Yes! This one is called Levitate. It's gray with a lot of warm colors inside of it. I don't know, again, don't know what I'm making with it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. What did I buy this in? Again, DK. We're gonna have a great show with DK. Okay, I don't have too much more. The episode's called Stash Flash. You knew what you were getting into. Okay, so this is Primrose Yarn Company. Primrose Yarn Company, they make such gorgeous yarns. Everything I've gotten from them is just absolutely breathtaking. I mean, so this week I got these two. This one is called Emerald Midnight. It's this really great, it's a green. You can't really see it. It looks very black. Oh, there we go. It's very green. And it's really exquisite. Exquisite. And this is a DK also. There we go. DK. We're DKing out. This one, I, for some reason, have really been into turquoise lately. I even bought a turquoise couch for my living room. And this is worsted. So I decided that I want to make a shawl out of worsted, and I'm going to go into that next, and I'll show you, because you got to help me pick the colors. I have no idea. But this one is called Waterlily, and it really is beautiful. And it's kind of reminiscent of the hedgehog fibers that we talked about last week in the Monet colorway. And Monet loved his water lilies, so it kind of makes sense. So that's worsted. Okay, only 2 more. Maybe 3. Okay. A couple weeks ago, I got this in the mail, and I had heard, I think it was Sue and Chelsea on the Legacy Knits podcast talk about LAMBSTRINGS, and I know that I had favorited their shop on Etsy, and I hadn't really bought anything yet, but oh, I bought stuff. And their pricing is so economical. I mean, some of them are upwards of $30. These were $21, I believe. Let's start with this one. Saltwater Taffy. LAMBSTRINGS. DK, because I'm on a DK kick. And this one, I think I'm saying it wrong, ROOBIOS. ROOBIOS? I don't know, I might be saying that wrong. This is a gorgeous alternative to all of the pumpkin spice latte colorways that are coming out right now. It's just so autumny, and I really do want to cast it on, but the truth is, it's autumn, right? I'm not going to finish something till next year, so I can cast this on next summer. Bangs, 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 you're driving me nuts. All right. One more. I ordered this a long time ago, and I have never felt an MCN, my merino nylon cashmere base, as squishy and as luxurious as the ones that I got from Blissful Knits. This colorway is just called Magenta. It is exquisite. It's the most beautiful magenta. I don't even know what I'm going to make out of it. I should have bought a sweater quantity. It is incredible. And it's worsted weight. I really should just buy more of this and make a sweater because I'm dying to start a sweater. I was thinking that maybe I would make my daughter a sweater first and figure out if I can do it because I might hate it. And then I'm stuck with some huge sweater. But Blissful Knits. If they made this in chunky, I would be making a blanket out of it in a second. I also got a bunch of minis, but we're not going to talk about those. So, Should I put them back? I should put it back. It's making the background look all quonky. That's right, I said quonky. Oh, I'm putting them in sideways. Okay. So that's my stash flash for this week, and I'm thinking that I might not have one for another couple weeks because I can't just keep buying yarn. I mean, I'm actually going to die underneath it, and no one will know where I am. Let's put this back. Okay. So that is Stash Flash. I hope you enjoyed it. Some minis. There are minis on top. There are minis in there. Put them in there. Okay. So, I don't have too much to show you this week because I really didn't work on a lot of stuff, and I'm really sorry. It happens. Sometimes you just work on a lot and sometimes you don't. So we have one more knitting thing to cover, and I think that this might just be helpful for people. If you don't like bad language, fast forward, because this is what I call my shit knit. It's a shit knit. I cast on a bazillion. I don't even know how many. I don't really like this yarn. It's really soft, actually. I think it's Carabella. But I was making something out of it. I decided I didn't like it. And I only had one skein of it, so it was no big deal. And I decided that this is what I have this, I keep it next to my bedside. And if I'm starting a new project and it's got a new stitch I haven't done, or I want to see what the stitch, like what the pattern is going to look like, I use my shit knit. I never take it off. I don't even know how many stitches are on here. I've practiced. I just practice. And when I decided a couple weeks ago that I wanted to learn how to knit differently, because I'm a thrower and it's really slow. It is really slow, like bringing the yarn around, then going through it, then bringing the yarn around. I decided that I wanted to figure out how to knit really quickly, like a lot of the really great podcasters. And so I use this at night, and I just sit in bed and I try to get the fingers right. Like, I don't know how to do the tension like this. So if I sit there and I'm using my shit knit, I don't care if it ruins something. And so again, I leave this right next to my bed, and you know, I sit there and I try to retrain my hands to knit and purl faster. And so far, not working so well. But I thought this might be useful to all of you. If you don't have one, start a shit knit and practice. You know, take a look at the new stitches you're making on something. And, you know, make sure it's secondhand before you really use your nice yarn and start a project. Because you may hate the knit and then you're stuck. So practice it on your shit knit. That was my PSA for today. Okay, next, I have something new to add to the podcast, and I'm kind of excited about it because I've wanted to do this for a really long time. Last week, I went to a sewing class in New York City at a really famous yarn store called Pearl Soho, which when I used to live in the city, Pearl Soho, I think was on Sullivan Street in the Village, but it was this tiny, tiny little store. I mean, it was just yarn. I don't remember if they had fabric. I was really poor then because when you're living in the city and you're in your early 20s, you have less to no money. I don't even drink, and I had less than no money. So I would buy 1 or 2 skeins and not go back for months. But I went there last week, and it's now on Broome Street. And it's incredible. It's so big now, but they have so much stuff on display that you're constantly dodging people to get around it. I went there on a Saturday. I don't advise going there on a Saturday. But I decided about a month ago that I wanted to learn how to sew. And I've told you, you know, my grandmother made us great Halloween costumes, and I just really, really, really wanted to be able to make these for my daughter. So I thought, I have a sewing machine that my mom bought me for my birthday, not even this year, last year. So the thing has been in a box for like a year and a half, and that's just not right. So I went there. It was $150 for 2 classes. Each class is 3 hours long. And I mean, it's pricey. It's pricey because you have to bring your own materials. You have to bring your own fabric. You have to bring your own, you don't have to bring scissors, but fabric and thread, 2 different kinds of fabric. So we're making a canvas tote bag. And so you need canvas and you need the lining and then you need the thread. And so it wasn't terribly expensive to go buy that, so I'm not complaining. But, you know, for $150, you think some stuff's going to be thrown in. But then you remember, it's New York City. Nothing's thrown in New York. So, I don't, do I have them up here? Okay. I did. Oh, here it is. I have so much crap around this week. So, last week, this girl was really great. Her name was Rachel, and she was even wearing a dress that she had made herself. She really was a wonderful teacher because she really taught you as if you knew nothing, and that's what you should do. And it's very hard sometimes because people that can craft it doesn't mean that they're a good teacher. It just means that they can do it. And this girl was a very, very good teacher. So she taught us how to cut our canvas. So here's my canvas. It's nothing to look at. Just a square. This is doubled over, and this is going to be the bag, you know. Okay. So, you know, I probably should iron that, but I don't iron things. And then this is what I chose for my lining. Oh, it's upside down. Just some bluebirds. Really cute. I'm probably not going to use the bag, but I bought all sorts of fabric. I figure for my first run, it doesn't have to be great fabric, and then once I know how to sew, I'll go start buying some really great fabrics, which, great. Something else to buy. My husband's gonna lose it. And then we had to cut out the pocket, because inside there's gonna be a pocket. So that is for next, well, actually it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the second class, and we're gonna make the bag. And I'm really excited about it. So at the end of this, I should know how to use a sewing machine primitively. But I did, of course, buy other fabrics when I was I just went to Joann's. I mean, Joann Fabric's actually really good for fabric. So I bought this one, which I really like, and I should have used this as the lining. I really like this one. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I'll probably just make a bunch of bags until I'm good at this. So that's like a gray with some pinks. And then I didn't know if I wanted something simple, so I bought this, which I'm not a huge fan of. I could probably make Franny like a really cute apron with it, but yep. Babies with aprons, baprons. Keep their clothes clean. Then I liked this one. Ugh, I really, really, really like this one. But I thought it might look nicer with a different canvas, so I didn't want to put it with the plain canvas, so I saved that one. And then, who doesn't love some cherries? Again, I think I'm going to get some black canvas because there was a green canvas, but I don't know. I think the black will look cuter. Everyone's getting a bag for Christmas this year. Christmas and Hanukkah are on the same day this year. I love it because I'm a pizza bagel. Mom is Jewish, Dad is Catholic. Pizza bagel, Christmaka, the whole deal. Everyone's getting a bag for Christmaka this year. And my sister, who's not watching this, is going to get one with Jaws fabric. It's sharks. She loves Jaws. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. My sister's a lawyer. So that was my sewing class. I did buy this really great fabric because I keep seeing it online. Someone was making project bags out of it. Every time, I think it was Mrs. Brown bags, every time I tried to get one on Etsy, I couldn't do it. And then she collaborated with, I forget who, I'll put it in the down bar. And there was a flamingo colorway of yarn, and they sold the bag and the yarn together, and it was adorable. I hope they'll do it again. But I'm not going to hold my breath. So I went online and I bought the fabric because one day maybe I will be able to do it. All right, let's see. I bought swatches. Okay, don't want that. This fabric it's hysterical. It's flamingos. They're pink flamingos. So who knows? It's canvas. It's a different canvas though. It's not a cotton canvas. I don't really know what I bought, to be honest, because I'm new at this and it was cute, so I bought it. I'll make a bag out of it someday. So of course, while I was in Joann Fabrics buying stuff that I needed, I bought stuff that I don't need. And these are literally what is making me want to learn how to sew. Because my daughter is almost 6 months old, and when she's about a year, I think she's going to walk sooner, but she'll be probably walking, and then we can put her in cute things, you know, that fall differently, because when babies are super little, you put them in a shirt or a dress, it just bunches up. But if they're walking, it can fall like a normal human being. I bought all of these patterns. Now, these are not cheap patterns. These patterns are about $11 each, and I go there when they're having like their 50% off sale, or like buy one, get one half off, or this and that. I don't really know what the sale was, but the first one that I bought was this one. And I don't think this one's from 12 months to 10 years, so it's really versatile. It's called Lily Bell. And I mean, look at the adorable outfit. Look at the leggings. They have ruffles on them. Now, I'm not going to dress her up like some little princess with ruffles, but once in a while, pretty cute. Then I bought this one because Mommy wants to wear this herself. It's called EMMALINE, which incidentally was the nickname that my grandmother called my mother. So EMMALINE, I love this dress. I love it. I can't look at it. It's adorable. And then I bought this one, which is like just an everyday like run around. I'm sorry, I might make this for myself. This is so cute. It's got the ruffles on the tush. It's called ADELE. I love ADELE. Even though her tickets are really expensive. Thank you, ADELE. And then I had to buy this one because I am Gemma Darling. Gemma. It's a little shirt and skirt set, and it comes with a bunch of different variations on it, which is really cute. So you make what you want. And I really like that. A lot of them do. Like, well, maybe not. Just that one. Anyway, these are waiting, and Francesca, someday Mommy will know how to make these, and I will make them for you. And since these all go up to 10 years, you may get them when you're 10 years old, but you will get them. I promise. Okay. We're almost at 40 minutes. Here we go again. Talking. Okay, so one more thing, or a couple more things I really want to talk about. You know, everyone right now is doing, God, I just want to call him Peter. Stephen West's Mystery Cal. And I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Plus, I don't want to start something if I don't know what it's going to be. And truthfully, his stuff is gorgeous. It's not like you're going to get something that you don't like, but I'm a planner. You know, I like to know like which colorway is going here and in what order. I'm way too anal to just do a mystery cal. Maybe next year. So I decided that I was just going to pick one of his patterns that I really love, and I'm going to cast that on soon. And so this week I would really like to cast on this. It's called Fringed. And, you know, the colors that he uses are not the colors that I would use. And I was looking on Ravelry, trying to figure out some shawl I could make of his that's simple enough for, like, I'm not a beginner, but I wouldn't say I'm intermediate. So, you know, somewhere in an advanced beginner kind of project. And I saw one that Beata made from Hedgehog Fibers. She's the maven at Hedgehog Fibers. And so, of course, I was going to make it out of Hedgehog Fibers anyway. So I decided to take the one that she made. She made a version of this in a worsted weight yarn, and it's incredibly beautiful. So I have all of this worsted weight yarn just sitting right here that I really, really need to pick from. You're not going to come out? There we go. This is all of my Hedgehog worsted weight, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use. So I think I might need to order some Oracle. And I mean, I have Oracle. It's right here. I have it in a sock weight, and I don't have it in a DK or a worsted. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. So I could do it with the Film Noir, and I could do all the reds and make it like, but again, I'm not going to finish this in time for that. So I figure I might finish it in time for the winter or the spring. And you know, the spring, you still like to wear a shawl in the spring. So it takes I don't know, I have it right in front of me. I should just read it. I think it takes 4 colorways, but 2 of one. So I went down to Do You Knit last week, and I got this, and it's Genie. Oh. It's a really, really whimsical colorway, and so I bought 2, and I think that that's going to be the basic thick part of the shawl, and then I'm going to do the next 2 color strands. This is Spell, and this is Shamrock, and I think I'm going to use those with this Genie. And then you have to do like a little edging to it before the fringe, and I think I'm going to use this, and this is Jelly. So I'm thinking that's going to be my really colorful shawl. Now, if I decide to take the Oracle, I may use Oracle in there if I decide to order it. I have to find it. If I can find it in worsted, then I will. Otherwise, I'm going to use the Genie, and I think this is going to be my next cast on. Maybe we'll see it next week. I'm hoping we'll talk about sewing a little bit next week, but what I think is really funny is this is Shamrock in DK. Their DK is luscious, seriously. This is Shamrock in the worsted. I mean, it's absolutely the same colorway. But don't forget, on different bases, they just show up differently. So how did you get in there? You're supposed to be in here. Oh, and then I bought Bally. This is really exquisite. It's exquisite. So it's just, you know, I was just perusing one of my websites, and I found that. I just can't stop. All right. So that's all I have for knitting and sewing this week. I thought I would just recommend a couple things I've been watching and doing while I'm knitting. So Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast, I kind of watch that religiously. I just really like her taste. She just finished a gorgeous Stephen West shawl with a lot of her own yarn, and if I could score that much of her yarn, I would copy her and make it. It's gorgeous. Just, you know, go on her Instagram and you'll be able to see it. I forget which shawl she made. I think it was an Exploration Station, which is a West Knits pattern. And if there wasn't a brioche section in it, because I have no idea how to brioche, I don't even know if I'm ready for that, then I think I would try it, but not yet. Not yet. So she likes all things macabre, and I am a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I think he's one of the greatest writers ever, and I like to read his stories once in a while. They really creep me out, which is good. It's wonderful. It's like you're reading, but you're in it, you know? So she recommends a lot of macabre things, and I really, really enjoy a lot of her recommendations. So, like me, she loves Jane Eyre, you know, a Gothic novel, and so I've been listening to a podcast called Craft Lit, and my mom recommended this to me, and it's this, I forget what her name is. She's a professor and a teacher of English literature, I believe, and she reads chapters of the book and explains everything in them. So if you encounter something in a classic, and you know, these books were written like 100, 200 years ago. We don't use the same terminology for a lot of things. And so she explains it. So and she explains it before too. So when you're listening to it, you know, she's just told you what this word is, and it kind of helps you. I mean, I've read Jane Eyre by myself. It's an excellent book. It's one of the only classics I actually picked up to read by myself that I didn't read in school. I just didn't get to read it in school, and I always wanted to. So I think years ago I was working at Rolex, and I was just super bored. And so I read Jane Eyre. And that is, if you haven't read it, read it. And if you're a knitter, go on your podcast on your phone and just search Craft Lit. I'm going to put it in the down bar here. You have to scroll through all the episodes. There are hundreds of episodes. Right now, I think they're doing the Count of Monte Cristo. They've done Dracula. Next, they're doing, next after Jane Eyre came The Age of Innocence, an Edith Wharton novel, and I'm going to read that. Well, I'm going to listen to it after. I have really bad eyes. You know, I think it's why I've been working with thicker yarn lately. I've been getting some headaches, and I really need to go get glasses, but I don't want them because I love all my sunglasses, and I don't want to have all these prescriptions. But headaches suck. So yeah, I just really recommend Craft Lit. I've only listened to a couple of them, and I really like them. Now, they're hours. Some of them are more than an hour long, so I fast forward like the first hour. I don't listen to a lot of that stuff. And then when she starts talking about the book, then I really, really get into it because she really explains stuff in such a way that you feel like you're in an English class. And I loved literature and English when I was in high school and college. I like discussing books and, you know, immersing myself into another time. So I just wish I had the eyes for it because I fall asleep reading. But this is an excellent alternative. You're sitting there, you're knitting. I can do it when the baby's sleeping. It's really a wonderful thing. Because, you know, when you're watching something on TV and you're knitting, you miss stuff because you're looking down. With that being said, you know, Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast she recommended this TV show that's on Netflix. It's called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And I actually had it in my queue waiting to watch it, but I didn't really know when I felt like starting it. So once she said that it was good, I gave it a go last night and I watched 2 episodes, and it's about these 2 magicians. But they're not like magicians like you would think. It's almost like wizardry. And they're trying to bring magic back to England because 300 years ago, I don't remember what his name is, some king, I don't know, took it away from England, and they're trying to bring it back, and it's really good. And I don't know if any of you saw Beautiful Creatures. The girl who played Lena Dufresne, she's in it. I don't know if there's anyone else you guys would even recognize, but so far it's good. And, you know, I like those things that are just like slightly creepy. I don't like the things that are really, really creepy and gory, but like slightly creepy, definitely good. I myself would recommend to you because it's October, and usually I read my favorite book in October, but I don't have any time. So my favorite book, well, I have lots of favorite books. My favorite book is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. It's excellent. If you like vampires and if you like the Da Vinci Code type novels where they're on a quest and there's lots of history and they're going through all of these really obscure places in Europe, then this is a great book for you. I particularly am not fond of the ending. I may write her and ask her to rewrite it, but I know that's not really a selling point if I tell you I don't like the ending, but I read the book over and over again and I love the read. It's an excellent, excellent book. So again, The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. It follows Vlad the Impaler. It's, I don't know if it's packed full of real history or if she makes stuff up, but I've heard it in different places, so I think a lot of it is real. I really need to look into that some more. But again, it's just a great read. And lately on television, I've been watching This Is Us, which is the new, I think it's on NBC. I don't know. But anything that stars Milo Ventimiglia, I'm going to be in the audience. So This is Us, Mandy Moore, Milo Ventimiglia. It's about two parents, their three kids. It shows you in the past, it shows you in the present. It's really one of those heart-wrenching, warm family dramas, kind of like Parenthood. And Parenthood was wonderful. Ended too soon. So I recommend that. With the Gilmore Girls coming back, I'm going to get my Milo fix. Yay! He's wonderful. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed my podcast. I know that sometimes I'm all over the place. Maybe next week I'll have better video quality. I hope this one wasn't quite as pink. Ugh, I really hope it's not pink when I hit this button. And that's that. So let's enter, don't forget, you guys, we have the giveaway. I tried to do it at the beginning this week so that you guys would enter it. Just comment on the podcast. Tell me what you like, just leave a comment. I'll put your name in it. If you want to do the blanket with me, let me know and I'll put your name in a hat and I'll win, and you may win your first skein. And these are not cheap skeins, so, you're welcome. It's really beautiful. Oh my God, it's so soft. I stitched together Studio. This girl outdoes herself. Anyway, that's all for now. Have a wonderful week. Please comment. Tell your friends to watch. I'm going to have some new content coming up soon. And maybe we'll meet the baby and the dog next week. And maybe we'll do some cooking. So I'll see what I can get done for you guys. Again, have a great week and thanks for watching. Bye.